Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, right here, our 69/72. We've been working on reviving Project Blue Phoenix, the fire damaged Beetle, if you've been following along, of many episodes. Hopefully this is the last one. Reason being is, well, I need this car gone, to be honest with you. We got stuff stacking up in here, and as much as I like this, I wanted to get it back to the owner so he can enjoy it. I did make some off-camera progress, like normal, nothing major. I put valve covers on to get rid of a tapping that was on the passenger side, fixed that, and pulled the exhaust down some so it's not knocking. So the engine actually sounds fine now. It doesn't sound like it's all broketing. So that's a good thing. This episode, well, I got hit with timing light. Just make sure timing's where it is because it's where I locked it down. It sounds fine now. But I do want to hit it with my digital and see actually where it's, because all I have is a 0 mark. I want to see, make sure I'm getting the actual advance I want. I'm shooting for 32 to 34, higher side with this engine. Also, fuel system. Got a new float for this thing because this one's not working, and change out the filler tube neck rub. Working on a fuel neck. Owner said that there was I guess a fuel smell. So we're here. Car's blowing apart. We're gonna fix it. Join you back. We'll get this thing fired up, get it warmed up, and I'll check timing. Like I said, I locked it down where I feel it was okay with my old beep boop gun. So there's no scale. As far as I have 0 mark on that pulley, and that is it. I don't have the 7.5. Typically I set them at 10. At least the distributors I run, they like 10. The car's like 10. So it's about where I'm at with that as far as setting goes. Curious where I have this thing locked down at, because I'm just using the mental math of where I was. So join me in the back car. We'll get this thing fired up and hopefully start wrapping this up for a test drive. I'm also racing the weather because it's between hot as heck and rainy. Gotta love Kentucky. All right, guys, hell was that? All right, guys, we're basically where we left off in, I guess, the last episode. Nothing else has been done. Timing's still exactly locked down where I left it. I haven't put it on the other gun. The only thing, like I said, that I did do, off-camera progress-wise, we got some MP clip-ons, valve covers. Gives the rockers a little more room because they were definitely tapping on that side. This side was cleared, but I mean, obviously, we're not just going to do one. So that's all taken care of. And the engine, like I said, with that, and then I moved the exhaust down so it's not knocking the bottom of the apron. I usually have to do it on all these cars, so come down some. Thanks. All right, key on. Whoop! Almost ate poop. I got the button back here. All right, let's fire this up. Well, pump's running, whatever. Let me get my timing light. Act mildly professional. Number 1. Plug you in. Yeah, this is, like I said, the, where this is set currently is where I set it off my just standard light. I'm just guessing I'm at about, like I said, 10 is about where I put them, because I want about 32 to 34. Yes, it's on the high side. This is just do something. Yes, it's on the high side, but I also got to lock these down, don't I? Yep. This is why we check. So it's on the high side, but the engines, they can handle it. If you're running premium, you can bump it up a little bit more. If you're running unleaded, you want to bump it down a little bit more. It's tuned to fuel, I guess is what I'm getting at. All right, fire and, yeah, fire and hole. A little cold and shaky, that's fine. I am nowhere near zero. Well, I'm already at 10 advanced with it idling. I really shouldn't be, but I mean, that's where I'm at. That was a good guess. I'm not even joking. So that should be putting me right about 34 full advance. I don't know if you'll be able to see. But we're strobing right there. So I'm gonna do bumper up to 34. 34. Idling a little low, it's cold though. And we'll see if that line comes into play. Oh, hello. I lied. 31, 32. And you can tell the RPMs came up, got some heat into it. Smoothing out too. So 31, 32, perfect. Not even gonna mess with it. Ugh. Yeah, not even going to dick around with it. I'll let her live at 32. I'm happy with it. 31, 32. You know, just depending where you read the case. But good job. Yeah, I'll let you guys see me pat myself on the back. I can't ask for any better than that. Like I said, the engine runs good. The vibration is just from the cam and the rockers. I can't get it to run smooth, but it's not popping. It's not doing anything. Let me put this away. So engine done. Let's get the car down and, oh, I did put in the new taillights, reflectors. So they're new now. They hold bulbs and they work. I was happy they came in because, well, I was just gonna clean up the old ones and use them for the test drive, but seeing how I have them now, I don't need to. Put the lenses in and all that stuff. It's part of the buttoning up, guys. We're still on getting this thing to do things. Like you have a fuel gauge. So, front of the car. Come on. Let me dig some stuff out of this trunk and we'll replace the fuel gauge. Like I said, I did back probe it. Or by back probe, we have our jumper wire to ground. If you ever want to check your gauge, just touch it to where the sending unit is, or the wire for the sending unit is supposed to go. If the gauge clicks to full, usually it's the float. If the gauge doesn't move, you have something else going on, whether it's the gauge, the vibrator, or source power. So let me get all this stuff pulled out of here and we'll start putting we'll put a in. That's my testing spare. All right, guys, fuel floaty thing. Boop, right there. Pull the wire, unscrew. It's probably literally one of the easiest things to do. As long as your trunk isn't loaded with a bunch of stuff. And if you weren't stubborn and remembered to grab a drill, it goes much faster. Like I said, I haven't tried to ohm this out but the gauge doesn't work. And like I said, I hooked up my spare gauge. Spare gauge will move the needle. So full would be full, empty would be empty. The middles, I don't know, it does something. Let's pull this guy out. I'm hoping it's going to be really easy to see, and it's just like corroded and not looking absolutely mint. Yeah, she's a little spent. Yeah, she had I'd say a good run. I can put this on my DVOM and just see if it does do something. How much gas do I roughly think we have? Damn near a full tank. Nah. Or more than half, I would say. Weird. I don't remember ever seeing one with that. New float. I like this brand because it already has the gasket and everything installed on it, so we'll just boop it in. And tighten it down. Getting them all started first before I, commit. They have these plastic washers on them. You don't need to over tighten the crap out of them. Because when they explode and break, well, you did it wrong. And honestly, what I should have done would have been the right thing and, tested this before I committed to putting it in. They feel tight. Click. Please work. I got nothing. Oh. Let's plug the actual sender in. Click. All right, she's moving. Quarter of a tank. Like I said, we have about a half in there, is what it looks like. Maybe a little under, maybe a little over. Sorry, that's a quarter of a tank. Moving up to half. Still moving. Right about half a tank. Slowly creeping up, but it's basically found its home right around a half. Here, I'll grab you guys and you can see. Watch, it's showing dead full right now. Right there. About a half tank. A little over, about what I said. Use the old eyes, kind of figure out what's going on. Also, I knew how much gas I put in there. So, tank's done. We have a fuel sender. Turn that off. Blink. Nice. All right. Now I guess, start cleaning up my mess. I'll just take all my tools out, throw this stuff back together, throw under here back together, reassemble the interior, put the hood on, put the wheels on. Yeah, we're, actually, hold on. Hooked on a minute. Because I know this sender wasn't sending or wasn't reading, so. Boop. Let's see what our magic meter says. Ground, and then sender. And all we're doing, all the fuel gauge is basically an ohms meter. Nothing. It would read full tank. No, it wouldn't. It's just reading continuity when that gets grounded. 9 ohms, that ain't enough. But yeah, you got nothing on the sweep. I'm sure if I clean this up, I might be able to get it to work, but nothing. Let me grab the other one I have, and I'll show you what I'm going on about. Oh, we still got to change out the fuel neck. All right, this is one I do all my testing with. It's one I just pulled out of there, same thing. We'll do it exactly the same. So black there, doesn't matter. It just doesn't. And there, right there. 74, that's empty. Zoom in, whoop. And then blink, right around 12, 10 would be full. So you can see as I move the float down, we'll zoom me out. Empty. As I raise it, ohms go, and we're going up. Boop. So yeah, it's always good. Like I said, I mean, these things are cheap. Gray area you want to look at cheap. I look at it as cheap for diagnostic because I can just plug this in, plug it into my fuel gauge wire, and run the float. And well, ground that obviously. And if I can move the needle in the car, I also know it's good. So, same reason I have a spare fuel gauge, standalone fuel gauge. I can manipulate that and actually check. Hey, watch my videos. I've done this before. Oh, we got to change out the neck. Yeah, there's something else we have to do under here. We got to do the fuel neck because fuel leak. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to go on. Put this back. I think what should probably bite me in the arse. This line, it's still soft and supple. Supple enough. I see some cracking. All right, never mind. This line's good. Where's this one going? Should have a nipple over there. I didn't see it. No, it just goes out of the car into the ether. Okay, so that's the vent, I'm assuming. But yeah, we'll replace this. So let me get a wrench, get this thing off. Hopefully it cooperates, this nipple, and we'll redo it. But I'm pretty sure the gas smelling is out of this line. The German lines, like I said, the German lines weren't made for ethanol. So they start to dry rot and crack, and then they like to leak fuel smell more than anything. They'll hold vapor, but as far as the fuel smell, not so much. And we're just not going to use this because all it is a vent. We'll junk that. All right, let me get the wrench for this, and we'll start taking this thing apart. All right, guys, I think I have everything. Wow, that wasn't tight. I am okay with that. Loosen the clamp. This clamp. It's a bunch of clamp loosening. If you can't tell. Loosen this clamp. And loosen this clamp. All right, now we do the wiggles and the jiggles and the jiggles and the wiggles. To hopefully get this thing out. we go. That one. Here, get this one off. That one off. Clamps can stay, get the clamps. Clamp. I need the tube. Pop that tube off. Okay, those rubber bands that I just shot across the shop. I have used them, and, well, I have not noticed, yeah, this one's just dry rotted. I've also have not noticed a difference in not using them. So if you want to be, say, OEM correct, you can put those rubber bands back on. If you're like me and just haven't noticed the difference, leave them off. All right, use your old hose to, say, size up your new hose. And you could, if you cheat enough, you usually can get 1 out of 2. I order 2, or 2 out of 1. I just order 2, just in case someone miscut from the factory, I miscut, so on and so forth. Also, I don't have to be as stingy with my hose and full, and, you know, be accurate cutting. I can overcut, I guess is what I'm getting at. Cut it with scissors, cut it with a death wheel. You do you. Just get it cut. Boink. So there, that's that. A little bit longer, that's good. So this one will be that one. Dunk, that goes there. This one, like I said, usually you might be able to get 2 out of it. But I screw up. That one's a little longer for that one. This would be the bottom. Just put that there. This one's the top. Definitely not enough. Same thing. Kind of pick your direction, pick your poison, your length. Like I said, I will cut them a little bit long, just for the sheer fact that I can go back and shorten it. But I can't make it grow again. There is not a pill for that. All right, let me get some lube-a-doob. As my friend Puddin would say. And by that, we're just going to use, no, we'll use actual lube. Stick around a little bit longer. Usually I'll use brake fluid or brake clean for this, but I'll use not that currently. All right, we got one clamp down here already. Stop moving. But yeah, just a little bit on, and boink, set. Get your clamp. Get it to where it's going to be happy and run it down. Yeah, for some reason, I've had problems with those rubber band things that go around this, that are for this. Not well, doing their job and actually causing leaks. And the big thing is, we're trying not to do that, so we need a little lube. We're obviously trying to eliminate that point. Give her a good tighten, on. Next we get the elbow. So the elbow will go there, and then we'll put that on. So yeah, that sounds like plan. And all this does, you'll probably see me hoses, spark plug wires, what have you. All this is doing is just making it easier for said components to slip together. Another, you guessed it, clamp. And this one I'm going to just get snug but not tight because I need pivot just for this part. Pull this out because this one will go here. Pull that out. You guessed it. Lube on this. Lube on this. Lube here. Lube here. And it doesn't matter. You can use, like I said, you can use brake clean, what have you. Make sure you put the clamp on that one. And we'll put it on this one. Slide this guy on. Get it indexed pretty much to where it needs to go. Slide this down. You can see why we're leaving stuff loose. Come on. There we go. Everything in, everything down. Make sure your neck is down. But yeah. Damn it. More loosened. But that's around, that's around, that's around. Now we can go back and, well, you guessed it, tighten clamps. All right. The line does get supple again. But yeah, if I don't, we're not going to use this. It's a terrible idea. Why would I use it? Vapor lock? Haven't heard of you. So let's loosen this clamp. End up rotating that down because I don't have the fancy 90 elbow. Let me put some thread sealer on this. I usually do. It's a tapered fit. You shouldn't need it, but you know, any port in a tornado. I think I'm sure it's just the Loctite brand thread sealer. It has, like, you know, the TAF or the PPEFW stuff. There's also a copper washer on this, so it's really like overkill. But, you know what? Rather over than under. Dead men tell no lies. I'm going to index it more over this way. Somewhat. Let's cut. Can I get away with just going straight up? Don't tell me. Doopy doopy doop doop. Doopy doop boop. Cut it a little long. The thing is, I don't need this to bind. So if I can get an okay angle of dangle, oh, that'd be just peachy. Okay. Let's tighten this down again before I forget. And tighten the clamp. You would be saying to yourself, self, you just sealed the tank. That would be correct. It has no vent. The gas cap is vented, so I'm not worried. Check your caps if you are obviously doing this or messing with this stuff, because if you do have a non-vented gas cap, you are going to basically airlock your engine. I guess you can call it that. You're basically going to you're going to form a vacuum, and it won't be able to breathe, which is not ideal, I guess is what I'm getting at. That was a hose clamp that fell, wasn't it? Was that noise? There it is. Must have been something else. So yeah, double check your cap. Make sure it's a vent or not vented before you take this thing out, that T out. And wonder why it worked the other day and now it doesn't work, or when the car sits for a minute, it might work. Easiest way to check, if you think you're having a fueling issue or a fueling issue due to, like, say, a vent issue is just open your gas tank or gas cap. If you hear a sucking noise, like a, or especially if you hear a and then a boom, like a 55-gallon drum popping on a hot day, you're pressurizing your tank. Look at your gas, your gas jugs at the house. If you leave them outside in the sun, typically they swell up because, well, vapors expando. And, well, it also pressurizes your fuel system, and you could have issues with that as well, like overpressurization in your car, stuff like that. So this is good. All right, what else? Yeah. In other words, if you don't have the elbow, you can run this. I could still tee this into the system perfectly fine, not have an issue. I might go back and do it. I'm not sure, but the tee's still good, and, well, like I said, I can just cut and shove that in there. I've never had an issue with a vented cap and a straight line. So, I don't know. I'm not going to change my thoughts now unless someone poses something else. Also, that line, by being there, if fuel does come up, it's just going to, spill out your car. I guess is what I'm getting at. Just the way that this one is, because, like I said, typically... shit, I don't have one here. I might have a spare gas tank that has what I'm talking about in it. Typically, those tanks... I can't get to that. That's a super. Of course, the tank I need's all the way to hell back there. There's a trust me, there's a nipple that comes off of it. Pretty sure this Gia has it. Supers are different. The Gia's all the same stuff. Come on, stupid. That's dumb. Where are you? Oh, I'm thinking about... I work on too much stuff. Glove box. Early models are convenient. And there's a pull there, and then the engine release is back there. Like, in line. There we go. This nipple is what I'm talking about. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And see, that's straight lined. No issues. But yeah, there should be like an evap line or whatever. And judging on this, well, he's been driving the crap out of this car. It's in for nothing I did. But no issues. I guess is what I'm getting at. Make sure your cap's vented. What else were we doing? What else was I doing? I was doing things and stuff with... Hi, hello. Heads up here. I don't know why you guys keep concentrating on weird stuff. Yeah. Let me keep cleaning up. And roll the camera with something else. I also got to charge my compressor because that's off and it's drained down. I don't feel like listening to it. But we got to connect. Put the airbox drain thing back in. Speaking of which, that thing's full. I'm going to be nice and clean it out so that actually, drains again. and not fill the trunk. But yeah, just slow progress. I'll be back with some other random ramble. But we're basically there, I guess is what I'm getting at. This is that elbow I just showed. Don't know if it picked up, but yeah. Also, hindsight, I really shouldn't have put my mouth on it, seeing how it was mouse house in there. Yeah. You know, mechanics are weird. They'll put stuff in their mouth and not really question it. And I do know a couple mechanics that will do the same thing, taste random fluids that are on the floor, but, you know, get pissed if, you know, you put mayonnaise on a sandwich. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I effed up, but because I've effed up in this scenario so many times, let me give you guys a tech tip. If you put your hood on and you can't remember, like me, because I work on too much crap, if by using the popper upper, the handle, if it will release it or not, and you shut the hood and it, well, locks and you can't unlock it, what you do is what I typically do, the hoods in general. Spare tire. Take your spare tire out. If it's in here, this will not work because this thing is stuck down. Your shifter rod access hole. Open that up and you can see probably, maybe, I don't know. I can't see what I'm looking at. Hold on. Let's move the camera. Up there, this metal thing that's not going into focus. There you go. This guy, that's your release plate. If you do not have your spare tire in the car, you can access it. And when you access it, well, then you can unscrew, act like you knew what you were doing the whole time and never got the hood stuck to begin with. And you can just manipulate the cable as needed to get this thing unlatched. Or is it the button issue now? I have issues because that just unlatched. Blah, words. Because the cable's good. There we go. There. So, tech tip. If you're unsure of your hood, latching or mainly unlatching, pop your shifter cover out, make sure you don't have a spare tire in there, and then you can basically screw around with it as much as you want until you get it right. Is it the right way? I don't know. The right way would be putting the hood on and it just works, but, unfortunately, well, that never happens. All right, plate's completely out of the way now. Feels like it should be good. Let's see what happens. Get my arrestor unlocked. Push the cable forward. Oh, jeez. Watch, I have it set too tight now. Nope, she's caught. Let's pull it, see what happens. I heard a thunk. Hey-oh! It is working. Yeah, this cable. I'm gonna lube this too. It seems a little sticky. But it's at least working now. We can put our cap back. Now that I fixed it, let's shut the hood so it won't ever open again. Because that seems about right. Let me just run the cable a second or two. I mean, that feels somewhat better. Still not the greatest, but I mean, it's somewhat better. Locks. Oh! That would have sucked. Clunk. It felt smoother that time. Oh yeah, we're good. We are good. All right. What the hell else am I doing? Interior. Let me zip on the wheels so I can get it off the rack and start putting this interior together because I can't get it together while it's on the rack. But everything is good. I still have to charge the compressor. I forgot to do that. Join me when the car's on the ground so we can start shoving stuff into said car. Plan. All right, guys. Well, I put the car together, I guess is what I'm getting at. The only thing I didn't throw in is the speakers yet. But the car's together. We have a break in the weather. It is actually just moist and hot out right now. So let's take this thing out. It's I went through, made sure everything's attached and good. So I mean, the only thing we got left is to drive it. See if this Blue Phoenix will come back to life or not. Carpet, I was going to glue down, then the owner told me he was going to completely redo the interior, so we're not doing that. All right, see what happens. It's weird looking out the back window. It's all smoked. I don't know if you can see back there. Oh, this is going to be a nice sweaty drive. All right. Join me on the road. Headrest is going to kick my butt with my hat. Oh, wait. All right. Join me on the road. We'll see how this clutches. Actually, I haven't even driven the car. Has a high lift. I can loosen the cable, but it's pretty loose already. But we go backwards. All right, first thing I have to say, we're moving. And if you can tell by my bounciness, the car's actually quiet. Yes, there's a bit of a, obviously with this exhaust in it, there's a bit of a rumble. They always have it. But as far as the chassis goes, it feels good. Transmission shifts all right. Brakes, they work. And the steering wheel I got mildly aligned to the point where I can put the cover back on. And the horn does work. So I'm happy with that. I think that's you guys rattling. Oil pressure, same, we got pressure. She runs smooth, which I like. Don't have any smoke or fire yet. I also don't have the Mopar. I also don't have the engine cover on. Sorry if this is vibrating. Let's see if I can get you not to vibrate. I don't know, I probably made that worse. You're on the wing window. But yeah, oil pressure's all right. I mean, it's about, I don't know, to this gauge, 20. We're idling right around 1,000, if that's accurate. Like I said, trans is shifting good. Nothing weird so far. First gear is a little weird. It almost catches. Not weird enough that I'm concerned about it. It just might need to be driven. I did check the fluids in it. It's full, so it might just be a little bit of a notch from sitting. Temp hasn't started to come up yet, so I don't even know if that gauge works. It is connected, the wire is anyway, and I think I have seen it move. But as of right now, it hasn't moved. My idiot lights do work, but they are off, so that's a good thing. So I know my belt's on and we are charging. Blinkers work. Sorry for the wind, but it's hot. And this thing drives nice. Third gear downshift. A little bouncy. I would put disc on this second gear. She moves. Doesn't complain about it, like some people's ex-wives. Railroad tracks, solid. Yeah, really, no squeaks or rattles in here. It's very quiet. I have a toolbox behind me, or a tool case. I think that's what's giving me my plastic rattle. But stability-wise, this thing's nice. Speedometer cable doesn't work, and that's probably because I disconnected it. I don't think I ever reconnected the damn thing. I do know it's attached at the wheel. You going? What are you doing? You have the... Okie dokie. If you don't want to go, I'll go. People in Kentucky don't know how to work stoplights. Or stop signs, excuse me. Well, for a car's been, well, caught on fire. I don't know how long it sat. I know from fire it was smooth. I know from when it had the fire. I know when from it had the fire to me getting it, I think it was about 2-3 years. So it's been sitting for about 2-3 years. With that said, this is quite nice. No shakes, no rattles. The brakes, they're working. They're coming around. We haven't done anything with them. We picked up about 100 RPM, so we know the engine's getting warm. Temp gauge still hasn't moved. Gonna pull over to my favorite breakdown spot, make sure we're not like dumping oil or, you know, everything's still attached. I don't have a gen light on, so I know the belt's still on. There we go. Let's just see what we got going on back there. Lights are off, oil pressure's still good. It's about 10, temp didn't come up, and we're right tickling about, I don't know, 1050 RPMs. I'm losing a light ring. Stay. I forgot this driver's side light ring was glued on. Slight oil leak out of the valve cover. Nothing like, you know, dumping. But we'll address that, obviously. Hey. I have pressure, so I know I have oil. Train tracks. Jumps test. I'm also trying to be a little easy on the bumps. With these, with these tires. See now they are more dry rot. They are nice and dry rotty. Yeah, it does not like a second gear downshift. Upshift fine. Downshift not too happy about. Which, I mean, that's fine. I was trying to go at it a little more aggressively. It's not a clutch thing. I definitely have clutch disengagement. Like I said, it is lifting higher than I want. Usually I put a lot more slop in it. I might put a little more tension or release some tension in the gas pedal. It's sensitive. No sleepy. Wakey, wakey. Silly camera. All right. Slow down, clutch. It complains about it, but it'll still go in. Just needs a low speed. I was being a little optimistic. Back to the shop. Got an oil leak. Engine's good. Also, I'm going to do a walk around, just make sure, you know, show you guys, I guess, some things, because jump cut on this one is basically trying to get this thing running, or, you know, get it tuned in and run episode. But as far as that goes, damn thing's solid. I know one thing he was complaining about with the old engine when he had the dual carbs on it was it did not like to idle. He'd have to keep it cleared. The dual carbs on that were way over spec for the engine. This come to a stop and I don't mind idling. He said he had to keep it running. It'd be, you know, fall on his face, and tuning was a nightmare. This has been driving like a car. So that's good. All right, join me on the big cam because I need some air, and that's probably going to mess with the audio. Man, I am happy. Gonna upgrade, suggest a couple things. I'll get to that in the wrap up. But as far as the car goes, him driving it from basically ashes to on the road, I couldn't have asked for either A, a better customer with this build, or B, a better actual car to, you know, start and work with. Because sometimes I take on projects unknowingly, and it is a lot better and a lot worse than it's described to me, because I'm crazy and I'll take on anything. But this, like I said, the big thing, or the big surprise to me, was the blown up wiring harness, or nuked. But obviously, she's working fine. Join me on the camera. So much crap in the shop. Can't back up straight. All right, that's good enough. Whew. Forward. Good. All right. Oh, we're here. Oh, fan. Hey. Hello, fan. Do. Let's act like we didn't just do that. Anywho's, we are back. Nice fan. Yeah, we're back. Car ran exceptionally well. A couple issues I saw when we did our little pullover. Valve cover. Are these smoked over? Huh. Gauges look weird. Few things I know. You know, we have a valve cover leak. Call me surprised. So I got to fix that. Other than that, ran great. This clicky. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know why it's doing it, but that's the blinker thingy. But the blinkers do work off the thing, so it's flashing now. It's not flashing now. Flashing now. Ow. It only works one way, that's why. Needs a blinker switch. What's hot start do? Perfect. Oil pressure's doing a thing. About 10, according to the gauge. Temp gauge still hasn't moved up. I mean, we drove. We know it's warm. Sounds good. But yeah, starts, runs, drive. Oh yeah, and I just gotta put the horn button on, but it does work with the actual switch. Guess I can put the horn button on now. The only reason I left it off is I wanted to make sure that the steering wheel was straight. And it is. So I guessed correctly. Super Beetle wheels. This tire steering wheel. Tech tip. They
tech tip for a doofus. They just rip out, but off these little perches that they have. But the thing is, you have to turn them 90, like so, to actually pull them out. There is a little cam here. A lot of people, if you read forums and stuff, they just say, grab and pull to disconnect them. And that's true. You'll get them off their perches, but to actually get the wheel off, I've seen people wrench on them and actually blow out the centers. Does it work? Perfect. That's all I want to make sure it didn't turn on when I turned the key. But yeah, ran drove good. I have no issues. I got a couple little odds and I button up the valve cover. I'm going to make sure that it is a leak, and I'm not. And I didn't forget to clean up oil. Usually I try not to forget to do that part, but we're human. I got to fix that trim rim because it keeps popping off. It's nice in here. I got to put the speakers back in. Nothing major, nothing that concerns you. Let me wrap this thing up on a big cam. That clicky. It's annoying, is what I'm getting at. I'll see if he wants that fixed. We'll put that on a return date inspection. It's not compromising anything, I guess is what I'm getting at. But drove me on a big cam.
All right, guys, before I close out this video, give you a quick walk around because I don't think I've ever done that on this car yet. Obviously, you've seen the front end or whatever. This is what I was talking about. This light lens keeps popping out the tab that holds it. Well, she no bueno. But the big thing I've gotten on a lot of questions, I keep calling it the 69/72. And the big thing about that is there's no crescents on this car. Yes. That's why. Metal. They're filled with Bondo. Engine performed great. It's cleaned up. Yes, I don't have the engine cover on because, well, So, engine did great. It was also great for diagnostic. I could just look in there. Also, along with the 72 part of it, like I said, looking on the outside and looking at the chassis, usually 69s, the chassis has the double spring plate. Good indicator you are working on a 69 without looking inside the car or anything like that. But when I looked in the car, this is not a 69 gauge, layout. You got lights over there. The double, I don't know if you can even see. Basically, the whole dash cluster is, it's 72. Especially having that fastened seatbelt. You didn't have that in 69. When I originally made the videos on this car, I thought it was a 69 just going on the spring plate, and I never looked into it. I'm happy I did due to the fact that, a 69 and a, 72 body are completely different. So maybe that clears up some stuff. But the car, like I said, the car drove great. Minor squeaks, minor rattles. I have that jack in the front end. I don't know if it picked up in my audio. Oh, we can see if the hood still works. A lot of ums right now. I heard a pop. Had the jack up here whacking around. So, oh yeah. I don't know if that picked up, but that thing was just whomping around. That was my front end noise I had. But other than that, let me get you on the stand. Put your legs under you, and let's close this one out because she's done. Got to clean up my mess, do a couple odds and ends. Nothing major. Nothing you guys have to see. Valve cover leaks. Oh, actually, let me just see if the valve cover is leaking or if I'm just thinking. Oh, double chin shot. See if the valve cover actually is leaking, or if I'm just losing my mind and I didn't clean up something, which, both are possible. I'm leaning towards the leak versus the clean, even though you can see I cleaned so well. Also, staring out this back window was kind of weird. Yeah, we're leaking. Not bad, but any leak's bad. Yeah, both sides. Not a big deal right in the corners. I'll pull them, put new gaskets on. And it sucks because when we did the engine the first time, with the old valve covers, they didn't leak. Of course, new valve covers leak. I don't know. I'll add more glue. Let me recap this. All right, guys, just on the GoPro right now. Just wanted to show something because I know I made the comment about the Speedo not working. It was connected. There's the cable. Let's go up here. It rotates, so it is attached. The gauge is screwed up because I know, well, in the outro, if you watch, I'm gonna say I wonder if I hooked up the speedometer cable because I did have it disconnected. It was I did have it connected, or I did reconnect it, so the drive inside the speedometer isn't driving inside the speedometer. So it needs a speedometer, I guess is what I'm getting at. But with that said, yeah, I guess we're gonna move on to my outro. So disregard me talking about the speedometer because now you know that it's checked. Yeah. All right, guys, closing out this episode on, the old Project Blue Phoenix 69/72 Beetle. If you watched my dialogue before this, you know now more or less why I've been calling it 69/72. Anywho's and ways, car's done. Rode, drove, handled, as expected, as I knew, as I knew it would. I lie on that one. As I hoped it would. The brakes are coming around. It's firm pedaled. Nothing alarming on that, but it's I don't know how. It's hard to describe. It's the effort. The effort I feel I'm putting in doesn't feel like the car's giving back. Feels like it's giving 50% of my effort put in translation-wise, and so it might have a stuck wheel cylinder that could come around, or they just need to be scrubbed in. Like I said, the car's been sitting for a while. But with that said, engine did flawlessly, no pops, no rattles. Transmission, second gear at speed, downshift, it might come around, but it's nothing that upshifting is completely fine. It's just a downshift. Just go slower to do second. You have the power to run third. I don't recommend it, but you can. You don't need second as much as you would have with a say single barrel carburetor. But engine felt really healthy. All the electrical works. Horn works even. What else? I don't know. We've lived with this car. I mean, for you guys, it's been a month, if not more. I forget how many episodes. For me, it's been, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Obviously, you guys are living in the past. I'm living in, well, my current future. Stuff moves faster, I guess is what I'm getting at. But yeah, she's done. Gonna call up the owner, tell him to come get this thing, drive it, enjoy it, bring it back like I normally say, about 200 miles. It's usually why I see a repeat customer, and they usually, it's a good ploy. Get you in for more service if you want it. But oh yeah, Speedo cable. Now I think about it, because I know it's attached at the wheel. I did see that. I know, sorry. I'm always working on my outros. Always working, always working. I can't see because I put that stupid shield there. Is it the cable? I thought I attached it. I did attach it. All right. Cable's screwed up. Or the speedometer. I got to look into that. Anyways and ways, close this episode out. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. For what, I don't know. It's probably that thing. Yeah, well, most likely. We got fun stuff to do on that. Thanks, guys.